Two, three, four. 2, 3, 4.
Hi, this is Maryann, and
Chris.
we're at Disability Cafe, and we're here again with another episode, actually episode 2 of our video podcast on everything disability. And I mean, we are going back and forth on different ideas, and there's so many things right now affecting people with disabilities across the state. Like, I think GT independence is an important topic. Chris was talking about transportation is an important topic. What other topics do you think?
Outdated Medicaid C limit, how much you could save, how much you can earn.
Yep, outdated Medicaid C limits. I agree. I think another big issue in the state of Connecticut is having proper medical devices, medical lifts in hospital rooms for wheelchair users, so that when they go to the doctor's appointment, they can actually have a full physical. That's really big in the state of Connecticut.
I have an interpreter for the deaf at hospitals. Just in general, if people have different languages, had translators.
But the deaf and hard of hearing, as far as Hartford and St. Francis is concerned, they've been doing a pretty good job. I'm not sure about Manchester, but you know what? That could be a disability cafe project. We can contact every single hospital and see if they do have translators for deaf and hard of hearing in all the hospitals 24/7.
Other one is, it boggles my mind why I don't have state and federal benefits have the same number, how much you can earn and how much you can save, and why it's not just uniformed, why it makes it so complicated. You have to keep track of different limits and different rules here. So like it's very hard to get or if you get a job, then it makes everything more complicated. So
Yeah, well, I don't agree with you on that, and that's okay, because on some things Chris and I agree on, but on some things Chris and I do not agree on, only because I do believe that all benefits that people with disabilities receive, that have, even if they have worked some, um, the Medicaid itself is an insurance funded by the American people and by the taxpayers. And that is actually, it's supposed to be paid back to the taxpayer upon the death of the individual receiving the services, or if the individual receiving the services is fully recuperated, then they would have to pay back for 10 years. But you can't say you should have the same level of benefits that a person who worked all their life should have. Even though I believe that we're both human beings, I believe that there are some benefits that I feel that people who are senior citizens, who fought in our wars, who worked really hard and had businesses, employed a lot of people, like created the society we live in, they should have a step up because they earned it.
not if they work the system.
What?
Not if they work the system.
Well, what's wrong with working the system? What are you talking about?
Means they had inside information of, well, at some point I'm going to need Medicaid or Medicare. So I got a trust. I did this, and I protected my money, and etc. So if not everyone have the same opportunity, that knowledge, they should not have more. What
So you're
I'm
talking about
saying
Nancy
early,
Pelosi?
I'm talking about anyone that have tons of money and planned for this, and
Well,
they
you're
don't
supposed to
have
plan
the
for your
same consequences.
well, you're supposed to plan for retirement. So I got my first retirement account when I was 19.
Then,
I'm
if
just
they plan
saying
for retirement, they should not need Medicaid or Medicare.
a lot of them don't have Medicaid or Medicare. A lot of people who are above a certain status, I mean, they don't use their Medicare if they have it. They just refuse to have it. I know a lot of people that are in the million and $10 million bracket, and they still choose to have their own private medical care because it's better. You got to understand, regular Medicare doesn't even cover dental. You know that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I I'm letting you know that Social Security retirement, the language when you read it, even as a young girl. I mean, I'm unmarried though. I know a lot of my friends didn't read it, but as a young girl, when I read it, it said it's supposed to be a supplement to retirement. It's not your retirement account. So people who retire never saved, never, wanted to go on those big vacations, have those fancy pocketbooks, are always getting their hair done, you know? And then they become seniors and they don't have any money or can't live off Social Security, while other people who were in their same education level, grew up in the same neighborhood, went to the same high schools, and they decided to save and they didn't go on a lot of vacations and they worked really, really hard. And then you're going to get mad because they saved or because they were smart or because they budgeted. Let me know what you're thinking.
I'm mad if they got lawyers and experts and hired them to cheat the system.
It's not cheating the system. There is no
Yes, it
cheating
is.
the system. There's just being smart. If they can afford a lawyer and
Or people with
an
disabilities
expert,
don't have that access
that's not true.
to
That's not
do
true.
that, or family members don't have that access before they sign up
That's not
for
true.
that.
There's a lot of people with disabilities that are millionaires.
Yeah,
Elon
and
Musk.
and
Elon
all the
Musk has
stories I
autism.
heard of four people sign people up for Medicaid security when they're 16, 20, they find out afterwards what the rules and regulations are because of their
Elon
parents
Musk
signed up
has autism.
and then read the fine print.
Elon Musk has autism. He was poor. He wasn't a rich kid. He's like, hey, I think I could build an awesome car that's electric.
Did other things too. Well,
I know. I know. He did PayPal.
so
But,
back what I was saying before, I think benefits should all have the same rules and regulations. It's not crazy different amounts to make it easier for people to follow rules and regulations.
well, I think it makes it easier if you just follow the rules of your category.
If every category is different, it's hard to keep track.
It's not, you don't need to keep track of someone else's category. You stay in your lane unless you want to move up. It's part of capitalism. We're not a socialist
I'm not saying that.
country.
Like, Social Security could have a completely different number how much you could save and earn compared to Medicaid. Same thing
Yeah, because Medicaid is a an
if you're on food
insurance.
stamps.
No, Medicaid is an insurance funded by the people, not by the federal government, by the people. The federal government gets their money from the American citizens. Medicare is money you pay into, is money is a service
I
you
know. That's
earn.
why they mentioned Medicare.
Yes, but Medicaid is a service paid for by the American citizens of the United States. And the American citizens, they vote on what they think is fair and what they think is not fair. And hey, I feel that my brother deserves the world when it comes to Medicaid. He just had dental work done, and he can't get dental work done for a whole year because he went way above his limit. So he couldn't even have a surgical follow-up because there was no more funding. So
Does
I
it need to
get
be?
it.
It needed to be sedated. That's why.
I know needed to be sedated. A lot of people with disabilities need to be sedated, but that doesn't mean that he
My
doesn't
point is,
deserve
if that
follow-up.
average case.
I know he's not an average case, but what I'm saying is he couldn't have a follow-up because of Medicaid limits. And I understand that, but I am still blessed and grateful that he was able to at least have the procedure, and he has a super smart sister that could help him with his recovery at home. What? I love my brother. Don't judge me.
And so
But that being said, it doesn't mean like the goal is for everyone to work, right? And they like that's a big thing with Linda Rambler, right? Linda Rambler, she is amazing. She believes that every person with disabilities can live in the community and that everyone can work, right? Alan, you love Alan, and he believes that he believes that everyone can work. And I just think that if a person with disabilities is capable of working, then I think they should absolutely work. Absolutely, 100%. It doesn't matter if their benefits are lost and they can sustain themselves just for a little bit, but they have the right to work. And I have a lot of friends with disabilities that have severe, like life-changing disabilities that are workaholics. I know people who worked until they couldn't work anymore and then they passed away. And you know that. You know that because it's so much better to work and have that extra money and have that better life and have that freedom to do stuff than just to
it's
be on
not even
benefits
about
for
that. People
peanuts.
do that because they don't want to think about what's going on.
Well, people like I don't have to work. I could stay home and be on benefits,
They want to
and
keep busy to not think about what's actually going on in
you
the.
don't know that. There's some people that will die faster if they're not busy. There's some people that retire and then go back to work. Do you know why? Because they love working. Oh, by the way, for our first episode that we did, people love our banter. Maybe in the future, I should always wear red and you should always wear blue. Because we're both wearing blue right now.
Because you're on my side. Regardless
Huh?
if you don't want to. You're on my side if you don't want to admit it. So.
I am on your side, but you're never on my side. That's true.
Red is the color of blood.
And I
Yeah, I
have
don't
a
want to be
blood
part of
disorder. And I'm a girl and I like that color. It's also the color of Valentine's Day.
it. Made a powder.
What?
Made a powder.
Yeah, I don't like Valentine's Day because the candy is gross. I like Easter better. And I went to the store the other day and they have Easter candy out. So I was really happy. And if anyone gives me a Valentine's Day, I hope it's Easter candy Valentine's Day, and not Valentine's Day disgusting Valentine's candy.
Therapy animal.
My therapy mini Easter eggs. They're buy one, get
My
one free right now at CVS.
my
What?
therapy animal. My therapy animal.
Oh, the sale ends today.
Mm.
You got to buy one, get one free.
What, the Easter candy? That's what I.
That's not a therapy animal. It's emotional support.
I don't like that part.
Another emotional support
Emotional
animal.
sport sounds like to me like I need a coping animal.
Another topic we can do is service animals. Look at translating my website. So if I go here and I go share, so I used to be the executive director of PAP, and even though my Parents Opening Doors page, nonprofit is closed, I continue my information and updated information on my website. We had a lot of different programs. We had tons of people in our programs, and we just and it was just such a beautiful thing. But we also have all the information about service dog law. And of course, we have HANZ, but we have like a whole chart here of the explanation of, if you could see with my cursor, service dogs, emotional support dogs, and therapy dogs. So, and it has the Americans with Disabilities Act, the Air Carrier Act, and the Fair Housing Act. And those are the three laws that protect service animals, emotional support dogs, or support animals, and therapy dogs. So, yeah, it has all the information online that's actually accurate and not information that's made up. So, and then the other wonderful thing here is you have a direct link to my YouTube channel, and this is HANZ Rock and Roll Poochon. And in this channel, I think I put this video on my Disability Cafe, and if I haven't, I will put the video on Disability Cafe just to have it on there. I just haven't done it. But if you go to the HANZ playlist right here.
If you see the vest, you should let them do their task and let the pair just go along their way.
Do not distract.
Do not distract.
Do not distract a service dog when the service dog is working.
No distraigas a un perro de servicio.
Let's do the samba. Let's do the samba. Let's do the samba. Let's do the samba.
Chris Baker.
Don't distract till he step on them instead.
Hey, you do talk a lot of shit.
What little foofy dogs get?
I can't have this Easter candy next to me. It's really bad.
Thanks for watching Disability Cafe with Maryann and Tris.